This is Rob Temple for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined here. We're in Saudi Arabia with Manny Robles, trainer of the unified heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Ruiz Jr. Manny, how are you?
Very well. Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us your time. It's not often I get to speak to the trainer of the heavyweight champion of the world. Talk to me a little bit about the camp. June seems like it's flown by to now.
Yeah, well, this is our second fight now versus Anthony Joshua. It's been practically 3 months since we began training, and things have gone quite well.
Talk to me about the start of training camp. Much has been made of Andy Ruiz enjoying life as heavyweight champion, as he's entitled to do, as a lot of other fighters do. What was it like having him in camp at the start?
It's been great. I mean, as a coach, that's what you want. You want to have him back in camp, and luckily it's been close to 3 months now since our training camp began, and I like where we're at today.
Much has been made also of Andy Ruiz's weight going into this fight. I've just seen him there. Doesn't look massively different compared to what I've seen him before. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if it isn't broke, why change it, right? Our weight, it's gonna be quite around the same weight as the last fight. We like where we're at. Obviously, Andy likes how he feels at that particular weight. We feel that that's where he's at his best, so that's what we're gonna do.
Often in boxing, throughout the years, I mean, when somebody becomes champion, they achieve a lifelong dream. It can go one of two ways. They can go down, or they can really invigorate them. What was it like for Andy Ruiz achieving that lifelong goal?
It's been great. I mean, like I said, he's been training extremely hard for this fight. We're going to live up to the task at hand and hope for the best on Saturday. And obviously, we're working to win. But we also understand that Joshua is doing the same thing. So we believe it's going to be a great fight. But then at the same time, we also believe we're going to come out on top.
You've obviously had more time to prepare for this. Last time you were a late replacement. How beneficial is that to not only Andy, but yourself as a coach?
Extremely beneficial. Not only that, but also finding the proper sparring. And the sparring this time around has been much better. And obviously having time in our hands, which is very important. So again, like I said, we like where we're at today.
Now, you mentioned your sparring. We've just spoken to somebody who you've had in camp, Michael Hunter, who obviously boxes on the undercard. How was it having him in camp for this fight?
Incredible. Michael Hunter is also one of the best heavyweights in the world. So it was we're extremely fortunate to have him in camp, and to have him help us with sparring was very good.
After the last fight, obviously a huge upset in many people's eyes. I'm sure you wouldn't agree. But a lot of people were talking about what went wrong for Anthony Joshua. Something behind the scenes, or was he knocked out in sparring? Did he have a panic attack in the dressing room? What's that like for you to hear those things after you've had such a big win?
I honestly don't pay any attention to any of that stuff. I respect Anthony Joshua, and I believe he's one of the best heavyweights in the world. And it's nice to know that Andy's considered one of the best heavyweights in the world now after defeating Anthony Joshua, and we're prepared to do the same thing again. People can make up a million different excuses, but at the end of the day, you got to step in that ring, and you got to be you. You got to be able to perform under the big lights. So, like I said, nothing but respect for Joshua, and we're here to win again.
A lot of people are expecting significant changes from Anthony Joshua in this fight. Are you expecting significant changes?
Absolutely. We got to be ready for everything. You got to have a plan A and a plan B. I believe that he won't be the same fight. I believe he'll be a better fighter this time around. I believe he'll be better prepared mentally, physically. That's why we train extremely hard for this fight, because we got to come in better shape. We got to, be better than we were the first time.
Talk to me about coming out to Saudi Arabia. It's my first time here. I don't know if you've been here before, but what's it been like finishing up the last touches of training camp over here in Saudi Arabia?
You know what? It's been quiet, and I like it. It's not New York City. It isn't London, Las Vegas, or LA, or any of those places. So it's been fairly quiet. I like it. I like this peace. You know what I mean? It's been quite well. I've enjoyed it so far.
Anthony Joshua's brought another coach into his training camp for this fight. He's brought in Angel Fernandez, Spanish, I believe, of Cuban schooling, so to speak. How much of a difference do you think that's going to make to Anthony Joshua? And are you preempting anything? Obviously, Angel Fernandez worked with Ismael Salas in the past, Jorge Rubio.
I don't know if it's going to be. We'll see. We'll see on Saturday if it creates a difference or not. It takes time. It takes time to be able to work with a fighter. I don't think anything happens overnight. Things don't change overnight. You know what I mean? It's a process that you're not. Sometimes you're not able to see right away. So we shall see. We shall see what they have in store for us on Saturday. We have a we have a pretty good game plan in hand. We've had, we made some changes ourselves. Obviously, the team is still the same, but we have time in our hands this time. So we have 12 weeks to prepare. So I like our chances. I like where we're at. I like the way camp has been coming along. I like our game plan, and the most important thing is chemistry. And Andy and I to be able to see eye to eye, be able to understand one another. And again, we understand there's chemistry, and we have a great game plan in store.
You mentioned that chemistry and that understanding. You're still relatively early into your working relationship with Andy. I mean, considering some fighters have been with the same coach from the start, that's not been the case with yourself and Andy. How is that relationship developing, and how much more do you think he's still got to give you?
I believe he still has a lot. You never stop learning in this game. You never stop getting better. So I believe he's got a lot more to give. I like where we're at now, but I also believe that we'll be in a much better place tomorrow.
It's just around the corner, so I'm going to make this very quick. I just want to pick up on some comments that Andy made in Gloves Are Off, Sky Sports program when he came face-to-face with Anthony Joshua. He said he felt Anthony quit in New York. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. It just depends on how you look at it. What do you think? You think he quit?
I think he was in no position to continue.
So why take more punishment, right? If he decided in his mind not to go on, then he's a warrior. And at the end of the day, it's the referee that has the final call, so the final say-so. So you got to respect the referee's decision. I didn't see him argue the decision as well. So it's boxing. This is what we signed up for. This is what fighters sign up for. So you got to be ready for everything and anything.
Saw Deontay Wilder in Las Vegas knock out Luis Ortiz, but is the winner of this fight the #1 heavyweight in the world in your opinion?
That's for you to say. That's for media and the fans to decide who the #1 fighter is. What we do is prepare to fight. What I do is get my fighter ready to fight and let him go out there and perform to the best of his abilities. And at the end of the night, it's for the public and for the media to decide who the best heavyweight out there is.
Okay, well, Manny Robles, just before I let you go, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you for a final prediction. How is Saturday night going to go when Andy Ruiz faces Anthony Joshua for a second time?
Obviously, we're going to come out on top. Whether it be by decision or by knockout, we're ready. We're prepared. We're ready for everything and anything. So, I have faith in my boxer, and I believe that we're going to definitely come out on top and steal the heavyweight champion of the world.
Manny Robles, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.